Yes, Hangout is alive now. Okay, people can hear. I muted everybody. You have to only hear me now. Okay, we clear the screen. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I have to go to the PowerPoint presentation. I have to open it. Uh, okay, you can see the screen now. What are you seeing now? The PowerPoint presentation? Can you see a screen now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Payal Mataji is this. Yes, yes. Okay. Yes. That's our logo. Srimad Bhagavatam can
Yes.
take darshan of the lotus feet of
Yeah.
Krishna, take his blessings. So we want to understand something today. Vyasa meditation, the first portion after Narad Muni's departure. So this chapter is about after Narad Muni left, what did Vyasa do? Okay. Narad Muni instructed Vedavyasa to focus himself on the lotus feet of Krishna, again meditate, and then write Bhagavatam. And that's what the thing begins with. And some beautiful shlokas which are for memory begin from Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranayate Amale, up like that. And then after that is over, it goes to the scene. First scene of Bhagavatam is Bhagavad Gita is before the war, and Bhagavatam after the war. After the war, the scene is that war is over, and this Ashwatthama after that murders the five children of the Pandavas, and Arjuna is angry, and then the scene continues. So this is what the essence is. Let us go to the text and see the details. Please tell me anytime the slides are not visible or my audio is not clear. Please tell me. Okay, I'll. The first shloka, Shaunakavacha Nigrate Narade Sute Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutvam Tad Abhipretan Tatah Kim Akaro Vibhuhu. Shri Shaunak received, O Suta. This is he, the whole assembly, Shaunaka is hearing, and Suta is the speaker at Naimisharanya, Nimshar. The great and transcendently powerful Vyasdeva heard everything from Sri Narad Muni. And so after Narada's departure, what did Vyasadeva do? So what did he do? So this is the place. Okay, where is Vyasa? Vyasa is at Badrikashram.
Yeah.
Okay? And now Prabhupada says, in this chapter, the clue for describing Srimad Bhagavatam picked up as Maharaj Parikshit miraculously said in the womb of his mother. Okay? Because why this chapter come? Because the speaker, the hearer of Bhagavatam is Parikshit. So he begins with how Parikshit Maharaj miraculously said. Actually, that will not happen in this chapter. That will happen in the same passing, continuing into the next chapter. This was caused by Ashwatthama, who killed the five sons of Draupadi asleep, for which he was punished by Arjuna, and after punishment, he goes, being humiliated, throws the Brahmastra. Then Krishna personally protects and the Uttara. Before commencing the great epic Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Vyasadeva realized the whole truth by trance in devotion. Okay. Now, this is the best picture I found out. You know, I will just. This is the best picture I could. Can you all see the picture now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You see this Parikshit Maharaj with folded hands. This is beautiful picture. I don't know which devotee made it. Should get a prize. He's seeing a Lord has come. Paramatma is protecting. You can see the Astra. The Astra is attacking his womb, and the Lord with Shankha, his Gada. See, he's protecting him. That's what the Bhagavatam says. With his Gada, he was, shaking his Gada and holding off the effect of the Brahmastra. Correct? They have done it based on that. You see that how nicely the Gada is shaking, and the Brahmastra effect, and the child is just watching with this. What is beautiful with his folded hand. He just did it. What's happening here? And he gets a darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. He gets darshan of the Lord. Therefore, his name became Parikshit. Whole life he searched for this beautiful form which came and protected him in the womb. Okay? I think you all know this, Hannah, Shisha.
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
Have you seen this painting before?
No,
Amazing. Huh? Beautiful. Child looks so innocent, so sweet.
hold it.
Yeah, beautiful. Chalo. Second, on the western bank of Mithun, can you read the translations? Mithun, you can hear me? No, Mithun is not there. Who can read? Murti Mataji, you want to read? You can read. Read. Shri Sutta said read. Yeah, right side, yes. Yeah, read. Meditation. Okay, at Sampraya Prasha. Samya Prasha. Okay. Now you read what are the underlying things, Mithun. Yeah, can you read now? For spiritual advancement. The screen has not come next screen. What is coming now?
For spiritual advancement,
Ah,
for spiritual advancement of knowledge is suitable condition in reference to definitely required. Here, Bhakti Telangana, with a spiritual space, that Brahma Prasha is called an ashrama. The ashrama is a place that spiritual condition is.
Murti Mataji, you mute yourself. The sound is coming.
Yes, Prabhu.
You mute yourself.
I can read it.
No,
I'm
no.
seeing it.
You mute. Sound you can mute. Background sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
ठीक है चलो ठीक है you are seeing the slide now everybody
Yeah,
Yes.
for spiritual advancement or knowledge a suitable place and atmosphere are definitely required. So this is very important point for spiritual advancement. We should make a nice place. Okay. And Sri Vyasadeva was a householder. This is another interesting. Yet his residence is called ashram. So it does not matter. I am a woman, I am a man, I am a grahastha, I am a brahmachari. Everything is called ashram. Provided follow the rules within that ashram. It is an ashram. Ashram means place for purification. In Vyasdeva, in his own ashram, which was surrounded by berry trees, sat down to meditate after touching water for purification. And then now the point is, under the instruction of spiritual master Narad Muni, Vyasa concentrated his mind on the transcendental place for meditation. Then something happened. This is a shloka from memory, which I put blue. Yes. Murti Mataji, you know this shloka? Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite maya tadapa. Yeah, beautiful shloka. Thus he fixed his mind perfectly, engaging it in linking process of devotion service without any tinge of materialism, and thus he saw the absolute personality Godhead along with its external energy which was under full control. Okay, which was under full control. So he saw the Lord and he saw Maya, and he saw the Maya completely under control, and the Lord is so so nice points. This is I could not get a picture of Vyasa meditation on this, but some picture similarly in seeing the Supreme Lord, and this is the Maya, which is all Maya activities, but all under control of Krishna. Then Prabhupada is saying perfect vision of the absolute truth is possible only by the linking process of devotion service. Srila Vyasa did not take notice of the effulgence of the Brahman because that is not absolute vision. The word apashayam suggests that this energy of the Lord is under full control. Okay? Maya is always under the full control. The Parama Purusha cannot be anyone except Sri Krishna himself, as will be explained in the later shlokas. Okay? Is it clear? Yes. The first portion is clear to everybody. I'll go portion by portion. Mithun, Hare Krishna. Is it clear the first portion? Okay. All that has happened is that Vedavyasa sat for meditation and he has seen the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Maya under full control. Okay. Chalo. We go to the next. Can you see the presentation now? Okay. I'm just, it all always gets stuck somehow or another. Yeah. Due to the external energy, the living entity, although transcendental three modes of material nature, thinks himself as a material product and thus undergoes the reactions of material miseries. The living being is by constitution transcendental to the material engagement, but he is not imprisoned by the external energy, and therefore he thinks himself one of the material products. Due to this unholy contact, the pure spiritual entity suffers material miseries under the modes of material nature. The present perverted way of thinking, feeling, and willing under the material condition is not natural for him. So, proper the important point. Proper says this is unholy contact, unholy contact over with the material energy, and it says because the shloka is saying, you see the various important point. Thinks as a material product. That means he has some other way of thinking also, which is spiritual. There is no need for him to think like that. Okay, but he is imprisoned by material energy, and therefore he thinks one of the metal product and changes his whole thinking under this unholy contact and perverted way of thinking is not natural to him. So he's saying First thing you saw Krishna and the Maya, and then next thing which you saw is that the living entity which is transcendental. Actually, it has no reason to be implemented. Unnecessary, superficial. I know foolishly we have come to this problem. Just like I'm going from here to say do some work. On the way I'm going to meet somebody, but on the street I get involved in some fight, and then I cannot come out of it. Unnecessarily, I've got involved in something foolish, and then undergoes reaction from material. The living being is by constitution transcendental to material engagement. Okay, this is the red. And then proposes something more. It's a large pop, which means the illusory energy takes the initiative, but the Supreme Lord is aloof. Okay, sometimes we feel as if why the Lord is not seeing. Yes, why? The Lord does not interfere with the tasks of illusory energy because some performance illusory energy are also necessary for the reformation of the conditioned soul. Prabhupada gives an example. King puts the disobedient citizens within the walls of the jail. Sometimes he does that for the reformation. Okay? This gives a nice explanation. And then the surrendering process is completed by the influence of association. Prophecy, we can come out of all this if we associate, just like all of us are trying to do. They get a taste for hearing about the Lord, and such hearing only are then gradually elevated to the platform of respect, devotion, attachment to the Lord by hearing. The conditioned souls are being reclaimed by the Lord both ways, namely by the process of punishment by the external energy of the Lord and by Himself as the spiritual master within and without. Okay, so being reclaimed. Yes. अनर्थोपशमं साक्षात् भक्ति योग दोक्षजे लोक सजानतो विद्वां चक्रे सातोत संहिता. This is another shloka for remembrance. I think at the end we will chant the shlokas together. The material miseries of the living entity which are superfluous to him can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotion service. But the mass of the people do not know this, and therefore the learned and Vyasadeva compiled the Vedic literature which is a relation to the Supreme Truth. Then Prabhupada is saying some important point. He saw the remedial measures of the conditioned soul, namely the process of devotion service. He saw that all problem can be solved by the devotion service. It is the great transcendental science begins with the process of hearing and chanting the name fame of the Supreme Lord. Revival of the dormant affection or love of God does not depend on the mechanical system of hearing and chanting, but it is solely and wholly depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. Prabhupada said it's not just a mechanical. Okay, I chant Hare Krishna, I'll revive. No, it's not like that. When the Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere effort of the devotee, He may endow with him loving transcendence. All depends on mercy of Krishna. Okay. So he saw that. And then, Yasyam vai Shriyamanayam Krishna Parama Purushe Bhakti Utpadyate Pumsa Shokamoha Bhayavaha. Simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, feeling or loving devotion to Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of limitation, illusion, and fear. Okay. Now Prabhupada is giving nice pointers. Simply by hearing message Srimad Bhagavatam, one gets attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. And as soon as this is affected, the symptoms of the material diseases disappear. The transcendental sound is so effective at once by removing all material infection. Until we reach the stage of re-establishing our lost relationship with Krishna, the illusion of accepting the body, the self, will prevail, and thus fearfulness will also prevail. Because it says, Shoka, Moha, Bhaya. You see, it says, Shoka, Moha, Bhaya. So all these things will disappear when we come to devotion service. The great sage Vyasa, after compiling the Srimad Bhagavatam and revising it, taught to his own son, Sri Shukadeva Goswami, who was already engaged in self-realization. Prabhupada comments, Srimad Bhagavatam, natural commentation of the Brahma Sutra compiled by the same author. Although it was specially meant for Paramahamsa or those who are totally engaged in self-realization, it works in the depths of the heart of those who may be a worldly man. Therefore, Prabhupada said, distribute his works. Srimad Bhagavatam, the science of following the path of Nivritti Marga, the path of Pravritti Marga was condemned by Narada. Srimad Bhagavatam, the cure for the materialistic disease of the human being, of stopping completely the pangs of material existence. I'll come back. Okay, how are things? We are all fine till now. Okay, Shiva, welcome. Hey, you have muted yourself, Keshava.
Yes, bro. I had muted. Now I'm muted.
No, yeah. You like to comment something on what we are discussing?
I didn't. I didn't. I was not listening, bro. I came in just now.
Yes. Till now, what has happened is that the Veda Vyasas, the three prayers, no, three situations which summarize the whole Bhagavatam has happened. Bhakti Yogena Manasi. You can all chant the shloka with me, those who know. Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranihite Amale Apashyat Purusham Purnam Maya Dadavayam Yaya Samohito Jiva Atmanam Suratmakam Mano Api Bandhute. Then the next one. What is the last one?
Sattva Shriyaman.
ठीक है. So then we continue. I'll share the whole screen. So that is what is working. Oh, it has come. Can you see the presentation now?
Yes, bro.
Yes.
ठीक है. Shishanaka asked Shukdev Suta Goswami. Shukdev Goswami was already on the path of self-realization, thus he was pleased with those selves. So why did he take up the trouble to undergo the study of such a vast literature? Now this is the important question which has come. So what was the need for Shukdev Goswami? He was already self-realized to study Bhagavatam. This is a very important question. It brings up some beautiful answers. Prabhupada right comment. This means the Srimad Bhagavatam, the postgraduate study, even for the Atmaramas, was surpassed all the studies of the Vedic knowledge. Now it will bring the famous shloka. Yes, we can all chant together. Suta Vacha Atmaramas Manayo Nirganti Api Urukrami
Granthapyurakrame
Urvanti Hai Bhaktim
Urvantahetukim Bhaktim
Shambhuta Guno Harihi.
Sambhutaguno Harihi.
All different, who Keshava you can read.
It does not come up.
It will come. It has come.
All different varieties of Atmaramas, those who take pleasure in Atma or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls.
Yeah, this is one of the beautiful shlokas. Keshava, you can read the translation.
11 words in this verse. Atmarama munayaha nirgrantha api cha urukrama kurvanti ahetukim bhaktim ittam bhuta gunaha and harihi. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this Atmarama shloka very vividly before his chief devotee Srila Sanatana Goswami.
Yeah, actually what Lord Chaitanya did, he gave 64 explanation. Previously he had given that to Sarvama Bhattacharya. Sarvama Bhattacharya, this is the time he surrendered, you know, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refuted. Sarvama Bhattacharya, you know the famous painting?
Yeah.
Here it is, you can all see now.
Sarvama
Sarvama Bhattacharya, what happened? You all know, it's beautiful painting. No? Lord Chaitanya looking completely transcendentally. So beautiful. So he was just for 7 days, you know, he said, I want to tell you something to protect you. You are such a young boy, you have become sannyasi. Chaitanya was only 24 years old. And I will tell you some Vedanta so that you can maintain sannyasa in all good wish. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the opportunity. He said, okay, speak. And for 7 days he spoke. And after that he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, did you understand? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because you were silent. He said, if you didn't understand why you're silent, he got irritated. You're dumb or what? You don't understand anything. If you don't understand, why don't you ask a question? Like that, he was a bit irritated. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, see, it's not that I don't understand what you're saying. I know the meaning of Vedanta Sutra, but your explanation is irritating my mind. Then he said, what is the real explanation? The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the real explanation of Vedanta as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sarma Bhattacharya was struck with wonder. And Chaitanya explained so many, even explained how Shankaracharya, Shiva himself, Mayavada Masa Shastram. So Sarma Bhattacharya, how? Really? Actually, he has strong faith in the Vedas. There was no point in him not having a faith in the Shastra. Then he says, he finally discussion went to different points and Chaitanya kept refuting the impersonal presentation. Then finally he said, can you explain this shloka? Because this shloka has a point wherein actually even an impersonalist should go high level and go to the devotion service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sarma Bhattacharya, you explain first. So he gave 9 explanations. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, actually he is the Brahaspati, the incarnation of Brahaspati, Sarma Bhattacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, hey, you are a Brahaspati. My God, because phenomenally he gave 9 explanations which are not put in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you explain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did, he took these words. Each word has many meaning. Just like Atma Rama, Atma means the self. Now self can be the soul, it can be the mind, it can be body. For different people it is different depending on the stages. Muneya, sage, then he took many meaning of that word. Niragrantha, Niragrantha, he took so many meaning of that. He said Niragrantha means without any knots, without any attachment. Niragrantha means without any money. He said Ni, then Grantha, certainly with lot of money. So he kept making lot of meaning of each word. Api, cha, urukrama, kurvanti, aitukim, bhakti. And then he started doing permutation, combination, all of them. And this is all the 64 ways he brought people to the Hari. So Sarma Bhattacharya was, in his own line, he had to impress somebody, in his own line of scholarship, he could understand only God can do this. What has happened in front of me? Brahaspati could understand, no, this is my Lord. So he surrendered and then he offered beautiful praise to Lord Chaitanya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him the full Rupa as he showed in the transcendental form. Which transcendental form was shown to Sarma Bhattacharya? Anybody know? Shadbhuja form was shown to Sarma Bhattacharya and he became his devotee. Okay? Harer Gunakshiptimati Bhagavan Badarainihi Adhyaped Mahat Akhyanam Nityam Vishnu Jana Priya. Shukdev Goswami son of Srila Vyasadeva was not only a transcendently powerful, he was also dear to the devotees of the Lord. Thus he underwent the study of the great narration Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, who will read this? Payal Mataji, you will read the underlined portion. It is, and I will come there now. Why it is happening, let me come. I will stop this. No, wait a minute. I'll share the entire screen and we will go this way today. Now you will see. Can you see now?
No.
It will come. It has come now. Full screen. It has come now.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You can see full screen.
It is coming and going, huh?
Yeah, it's coming, full screen is coming.
ठीक है.
It's coming, Prabhu. It's coming.
Where?
It is coming, Prabhu.
Where then? Prabhu,
Yeah, Keshava, you can read.
I have to leave, Prabhu. Some workers have come.
ठीक है.
Yeah,
Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Chalo, who can read?
By the mercy of Sri Narada, Srila Vyasadeva was able to narrate the great epic of Srimad Bhagavatam, and by the mercy of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami was able to grasp the import. The transcendental qualities of the Lord are so attractive that Srila Sukadeva Goswami became detached from being completely absorbed in impersonal Brahman and positively took up the personal activity of the Lord.
Okay. So anyway, now you are able to see Payal Mataji. Is it holding or still going? Better? Okay. So Vyasa was able to narrate the great epic Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so this is stages. Narada gave to Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva gave to Shuka, and he says the transcendental qualities are so attractive. So even Vyasadeva was, even though he knew, but only when he meditated on the transcendental qualities, his heart became absorbed. Then he wrote Bhagavatam. So he was also pushed into transcendental realization. Similarly, Shukadeva Goswami was also in the beginning impersonalistic, but later when he heard Bhagavatam synopsis in the heart, and when he came out, he heard the whole Bhagavatam. He became absorbed in the. He became completely became absorbed in personal activity of the Lord. Prabhupada says very nice line. This is the best line I heard. Practically, he was thrown from the impersonal conception of the Absolute. What a line to write. Sitting in Vrindavan, movement has not started. Prabhupada is in his full ecstasy. Completely indifferent. We say devotee should be detached. Now, suppose you are trying to do something and it's not happening, we become so frustrated. But Prabhupada is in full samadhi on Krishna, so patiently waiting when Krishna wants to reveal. It is left to Krishna, moment manifest, not manifest, but he is in his complete samadhi. You can see how this line can be written. No? Practically was thrown from the impersonal conception of the Absolute. Chalo. Suta Goswami that addressed the rishis headed by Shaunaka. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of Lord Shri Krishna and topics of birth, activity, deliverance of King Parikshit, the sage among the king, as well as topics of renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu. Now the pastime narration, Prabhupada is saying activity of the Lord are central. That's why we hear all this thing. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is also Purana, but the special significance of this Purana is that activities of the Lord are central in this. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam is recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the spotless Purana. Recommended as the spotless Purana. These readers are specifically told herein that the other cantos of Bhagavatam are as important as the 10th canto. No one should try to go into the 10th canto without having thoroughly understood the purport of the other 9 cantos. Sometimes some people may say, oh, what I have to hear this? Why I have to go into now Krishna's other activity? I'll go to Leela. No, sir. Be patient. Parikshit Maharaj did not say, Guru Maharaj, only 7 days are there, let us hurry. What are you telling me? Krishna and Arjuna chasing Ashwatthama, they didn't hurry. And similarly, the Guru also did not tell a disciple, let us go to Krishna, Radha Leela, Radha Krishna Leela. No, both Prabhupada both are patient. They went step by step, gradually. They were not in a hurry as so-called, nowadays is a big fashion, Bhagavad Sapta, very big fashion. See, this is the picture now, the scene, but here he is not in Mahabharata war. Arjuna is chasing Ashwatthama with Krishna. Okay, that is the scene we are going into. The first glimpse of the pastimes in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna is seen as the chariot driver of his devotee. They are chasing Ashwatthama. Yes, next part. And continuation of the battle of Kurukshetra. When the respective warriors of both camp, namely the Kauravas and Pandavas, were killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and the dead warriors obtained their deserved destination, when the son of Dhritarashtra fell down lamenting, his spine broken, being beaten by the club of Bhimasena, the son of Dronacharya, beheaded the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi and delivered the heads of the prize to his master, foolish in thinking he would be pleased. Duryodhana, however, disapproved of a heinous act, and he was not pleased in the least. So he was sad, unnecessarily small children have been killed. Lord Chaitanya desired that all who are born in India seriously understand such Krishna Kathas, then after full realization preach the transcendental message to everyone in all parts of the world that will bring about the desired peace and prosperity of the grief-stricken world. Okay. Draupadi, the mother of the 5 children, the Pandavas, after hearing of the messages of the son, began to cry and distress, the eyes full of tears. Obviously, all the 5 children are trying to pacify her in great loss. Arjuna spoke to her thus. 16. O gentle lady, when I present you the head of the Brahmana after beheading him with the arrows of my Gandiva bow, I shall wipe out the tears from your eyes and pacify you. Then after burning your sons' bodies, you can take your bath standing on his head. Goes on. Arjuna, who was guided by the infallible Lord as the friend and driver, thus satisfied the dear lady by such statement. Then he dressed in armor and armed himself with furious weapons, and getting into his chariot, he set out to follow Ashwatthama, the son of his martial teacher. Ashwatthama, the murderer of the princess Seeing from a great distance Arjuna coming at him with great speed, fled in his chariot, panic-stricken just to save his life, as Brahma fled in fear of Shiva. This is, when the son of the Brahman Ashwatthama saw the horses were tired, he considered that there was no alternative for protection outside of his using the ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra, nuclear weapon. Since his life, Prabhupada is writing nuclear weapons. So Brahma says similar to the modern day nuclear weapons. Since his life was in danger, he touched water in sanctity and concentrated upon the chanting of the hymns of throwing nuclear weapons. Although he did not know how to withdraw such weapons, thereupon a glaring light spread in all directions. It was so fierce that Arjuna thought his own life was in danger. Thus he began to address Lord Shri Krishna. Prabhupada is saying he is purposely called a hare in the son of a Brahmana because he is not behaving like a Brahmana. Okay? So therefore he is addressed son of a Brahmana but not Brahmana. It's an insert. Son of a Brahmana means you're not a Brahmana. Otherwise I didn't say you're a Brahmana. Subtle forms of material activity, the finer than grosser method of material manipulation. Such subtle forms of material activity are effected through purification of the sound. The same method is adopted here by chanting hymns to act as nuclear weapons. So the idea was that in the Vedic culture, they kept life extremely simple. But sometimes if they needed something complicated, they used higher science. But today actually we are using very low level science. No, ghad ghad, ghad ghad, ghad ghad. Prabhupada even told Shisha, he told all the surgery and treatment like Rakshasi treatment, correct? A low technology treatment. Actually high technology means you don't have to do so much. Just like now they do endoscopy, little higher technology. So you don't have to do so much card feet. So similarly, if you know higher technology, you don't have to make nuclear weapon by making so much centrifuges and all. Just by chanting mantra, you can create mantra. That is the higher technology. It is not spiritual purposes, but it is still material, but it is higher technology. So it saves so much effort. Arjuna said, "Oh my Lord Shri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flame of material miseries can find the path of liberation in you only." Prabhupada is saying that the devotee of the Lord is always fearless because of the protection given by the Lord. Material existence is something like a blazing fire in the forest which can be extinguished by the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna. The spiritual master is the mercy representative of the Lord. A spiritual master by his words can penetrate into the heart of the suffering person and inject knowledge transcendental which alone can extinguish the fire of material existence. This refers to Srila Prabhupada. Whenever the word Guru, spiritual master, all these words come in the scripture, in Prabhupada books, they refer to him only. Just like Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, surrender to him utterly. He is referring to Paramatma. But actually that is him only. So Prabhupada also speaks in third person, spiritual, surrender to the spiritual master, but is actually meaning surrender to me. You are the original personality, God to expand himself all over the creation and is transcendent to the material energy. You have cast away the effects of the material energy by the dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in the eternal bliss, transcendental knowledge and transcendental knowledge. Krishna is like the sun and Maya is the material existence, just like the darkness. Wherever there is light of the sun, darkness of ignorance at once vanishes. As the sun is full of light only, similarly the absolute personality Godhead beyond the material existence is full of bliss and also full of transcendental varietedness. In his Krishna stays in his own abode, however, everything is eternal and absolute. And yet, though you are beyond the purview of material energy, you execute the four principles of liberation characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned soul. Now somebody else can read. Anybody can see the screen? Mithun, you can see the screen? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Read the underlined portion.
He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen souls who are captivated by the illusory energy. Although in essence the living entity is unable to enjoy. The Lord descends to eradicate the false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaim conditioned souls back to Godhead. That is the all-merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen souls.
So what is our condition? Captivated by the illusory energy. We are unfortunately in the same condition. And we are trying to enjoy. Prabhupada said we are trying to enjoy under false pretext. We get so much bahana we make to enjoy material energy. So much bahana. Okay? All false pretext. Although in essence living entity is unable to enjoy. This is the biggest joke. Just like Ravana wanted to steal Sita, he got duplicate Sita only. So we also get duplicate things only. No, although we are not able to enjoy, we can't enjoy. Enjoyment is only Vishnu can enjoy. We can't enjoy. But we try to artificially, just like Prabhupada says, that the woman wears the dress of a man, she can't be a man, she's still a woman, or vice versa. So same way, we try to enjoy, we are not enjoy, we are enjoyed, we are participants in Krishna's enjoyment, but still unnecessarily, we try to imitate Krishna even though we are not able to do it. Yes. Hare Krishna, read.
Thus, who descends as reincarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are constantly wrapped in meditation upon you. He is equal to everyone, and yet he is more inclined to his own men and devotees. It has nothing to do with mundane ideas of relation, fatherhood, or anything like that. As mentioned above, the Lord is above the modes of material nature, and thus there is nothing mundane about his kinsmen and relations in devotional service.
So Krishna's relation is different. It's very transcendental, loving affection. It is nothing like the material affection which we are seeing in this world. Therefore, when we taste Krishna's affection for us, our life becomes so blissful. And that is the beginning of devotion service. Yeah.
O Lord of Lords, how is that this dangerous effulgence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand. Anything that is presented before the personality of Godhead should be so done after due presentation of respectful prayers. That is the standard procedure, and Sri Arjuna, although an intimate friend of the Lord, is observing this method for general information.
Correct. You saw that. Actually, his problem was the Brahmastra heat was coming. He wanted to know what to do, who has thrown it. He didn't know anything. But before even asking that, he offered some prayers to Krishna. Prabhupada said this is the etiquette. First, you offer respects and prayers, and then ask a question. So this is, we didn't know, we learned something today. Yes. We also go to the temple, and before even we get up after paying obeisance, we ask all our questions. Don't do that. First we offer prayers. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna or Radha Govinda, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are reside in the transcendental abode, you have so kindly come to give opportunity to serve us, to opportunity to serve you. We are unqualified, but you are still so merciful. And then you ask, if you want to ask. Correct? And generally it is good to ask, how do we serve you better? That's the best question. The Supreme Personality Godhead said, know it from me that this is the act of son of Drona. He has thrown the hymns of the nuclear energy Brahmas, and he does not know how to retract the glare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of the imminent death. Yes, Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, know from me that this is the act of the son of Drona. He has thrown the hymns of nuclear energy Brahmastra, and he does not know how to react the glare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death.
Yeah, next. So the screen. Okay. See the screen.
The Brahmastra is similar to the modern nuclear weapon manipulated by atomic energy. The atomic energy works wholly on total combustibility, and so the Brahmastra also acts. It creates an intolerable heat similar to atomic radiation. The difference is that the atomic bomb is a gross type of nuclear weapon, whereas the Brahmastra is a subtle type of weapon produced by chanting hymns. The subtle science of chanting hymns is also material, but it has yet to be known by the modern material scientists. As the son of Brahmana, he should not have made so many mistakes, and for such gross negligence of duty, he was to be punished by the Lord himself.
So generally, we are not giving him respect of a Brahmana, but even as the son of a Brahmana, he should not have behaved so responsibly. Through a weapon which can practically destroy the universe. Prabhupada said this weapon are much more powerful. Atomic bomb we have created, Brahmastra is a subtle. Okay? And this is, Prabhupada said, material, but it is not known to the material scientists, at least to this day. It's dangerous only. See, previously, this higher science was known to some people, but they used to generally not give it. They'll keep it guarded, and they'll reveal the knowledge only to somebody who's qualified, because he can create a havoc. Okay. Oh Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in military science, subdue this weapon glare with the power of your own weapon. Yes, Hare Krishna, continue.
Next page.
Yeah, and now you see the 3 words.
Sri Suta Goswami said, hearing this. Okay. The three words are the upper, lower, and intermediate planets of the universe. Although the Brahmastra was released on this earth, the heat produced by the combination of both weapons covered all the universe. No planet is without living beings, as less intelligent materialistic men think. The world can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord and not by the whims of tiny politicians.
Yeah, this I underlined it, but I forgot to bold it. The radiation of the atomic energy is very insignificant compared to the heat produced with Brahmastra. So when you hear about Brahmastra, we should be more wonderstruck than these atomic bombs. The atomic explosion can at most blow up one globe, but the heat produced by Brahmastra can destroy the whole cosmic situation. So imagine the weapons. The comparison made with the heat at the time of annihilation. Therefore, Prabhupada they made the comparison. Yeah, sorry, we didn't chant the shlokas. Hare Krishna, chant this shlokas. Hearing from the
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hearing this from the personality of Godhead, Arjuna touched water for purification, and after circumambulating Lord Sri Krishna, he cast his Brahmastra weapon to counteract the other one. When the rays of the two Brahmastras combined, a great circle of fire, like the disk of the sun, covered all outer space and the whole firmament of planets whole panel of planets. All the population of the three worlds was caused by the combined heat of the weapons. Everyone was reminded of the Samvartaka fire, which takes place at the time of annihilation. Thus, seeing the disturbance of the general populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both Brahmastra weapons as Lord Krishna desired.
So there is a dissolution, every day at the end of Brahma's day, there is a dissolution. And the sun becomes 12 times hotter, 12 times. So suppose we are having, say, 40 degrees temperature in heat in India, we get 12 times. Imagine 500 degrees Celsius. Everything is burned. Okay, so they are reminded of that kind of a heat. Feeling, basically, they started feeling very heavy heat throughout the universe. Yeah, this we read. Yes, Hare Krishna, continue.
This we read, no problem. Okay. Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger like two red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him with ropes like an animal. After binding Ashwatthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. The personality of God at Sri Krishna, looking on with the lotus eyes, spoke to angry Arjuna.
So your proper will comment on, his eyes are red balls like of copper, like two red balls of copper, like that, and Arjuna Krishna's eyes are two lotus eyes. Yeah, continue.
Ashwatthama was a bona fide son of Dronacharya and Kripi, but because he had degraded himself to a lower status of life, it was proper to treat him as an animal and not as a Brahmana. His anger is not exhibited in three modes of material nature.
Yes, the Prabhupada says very nice. Even if Krishna is angry, the object of anger is blessed. He's saying if Krishna's anger is not out of three modes, just like Narsimhadev anger, it is transcendental. We have to properly understand. The angry mood of Arjuna and that of the Lord are not on the same level. They're not on the same level. Continue.
Lord Sri Krishna said, "O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of Brahmana, Brahmabandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. A person who knows the principle of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, or a surrendered soul."
So continue.
Formerly, battles were fought on the principle of religion and not for the sake of self gratification. Violence carried out on religious principle is far superior to so called non violence.
It's a very important point. Krishna is asking a death penalty. So some people, Kali Yuga souls generally are weak-hearted. The death penalty, why be so cruel? I think in most part of the world, Palmati in Australia also it is banned, no death penalty. They don't have. They have it, but mostly in the world, I think it is less only around the world. It is there. Prabhupada will comment on that. That like, suppose I have done a murder and the king hangs me, I can go to heaven also. My papa is king up here. So it was actually a favor, but people, generally don't understand. Because otherwise, imagine in hell he'll be punished 1,000 times more. Terrible punishment. Otherwise, they used to clear off. Yeah. Continue, Hare Krishna.
A cruel and a wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' life deserves to be killed for his own well-being, otherwise he will go down by his own actions.
Sorry, continue.
Political morality is to punish a person by a death sentence in order to save a cruel person from going to hell. It is said in the Smriti Shastras that men who are punished by the king on the principle of a life for a life are purified of all their sins, so much so that they may be eligible for being promoted to the planets of heaven.
See, so that's what I say. You know, it was done. Death penalty was given. Correct. Now, continue. He who gives permission, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, the page is...
Not coming now, page. It is hanging.
No. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, brother. He who gives permission, he who kills the animal, he who sells the slaughtered animal, he who cooks the animal, he who administers distribution of the foodstuff, and at last he who eats such cooked animal food are all murderers, and all of them are liable to be punished by the laws of nature.
Because of meat eating is also sinful as sinful. The material world is itself a place always full of anxieties. Prabhupada is saying such a nice thing against meat eating. And by encouraging animal slaughter, the whole atmosphere becomes polluted more and more by war, pestilence, famine, and many other unwanted calamities. So, you know the Acharya, Sakshat Hari Tvena, correct? Shisha?
So Prabhu is not there.
Prabhu is not there, Hare Krishna is there. You can see this. Prabhupada is saying how the world atmosphere has become so polluted. Already material existence is always full of anxiety. Why? We have got old age, disease, death. Correct? Already 4 problems are there. And we have created extra problem by this slaughtering of animals. Whole atmosphere is polluted and reaction has to come. Suppose I take a poor cow and I slaughter in some place, don't think it will go unwatched. Papa Beej has been created. A heavy calamity will come to that place. You see India itself, 700 years looted, butchered. Why? Because the same country where the Vedic knowledge is given, cows are getting slaughtered. And even now India is the largest exporter of beef. Please wait. Just wait how much calamities will come to this country. You don't wish, you always wish well, but so unfortunate they create calamity. Okay, continue. Furthermore, I personally heard that you promised Draupadi that you will bring forth the head of the killer of us. Who is speaking to whom? Hare Krishna. He is reading. Hare Krishna is reading like parrot. You have to. He's a very good reader. He's become expert. His voice is very clear. Voice is very clear. This is Hare Krishna. Krishna is telling Arjuna. Okay? Okay, he has just trapped Ashwathama, killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. You know that, no?
Yes,
and then they both went and they have arrested him. And now they're deciding what to do. So Krishna telling Arjuna, kill him, kill him. So that's going on. Yeah, read Hare Krishna.
This man is an assassin and a murderer of your own family members. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master. He is but the burnt remnants of his family. Kill him immediately.
Okay, so aggressor is fit to be punished. Okay, I continue next. We just no time.
Suta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members.
Okay, so somehow Arjuna was not feeling convinced in his heart, and there is a reason. Yes. Read the underline.
Lord Sri Krishna puts to the test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. The gopis were put to such tests as well. Prahlada Maharaja also was put to such a test. All pure devotees come out successful in the respective tests by the Lord.
Okay, so Krishna always tests the devotees and pure devotees, and he glorifies. Look, just like Prahlad Maharaj is transcendental. Krishna always protected him. But when he was put into the suffering, it is just to glorify. Watch, look, here is my devotee. Prahlad Maharaj completely took shelter of the Lord at the moment of test, and he came out successful. So for Krishna, it becomes an opportunity. Watch, look how great my this pure devotee is. Same way, we can see that Krishna is testing Arjuna now. Kill, kill, he is telling. But actually, back of the mind, he is testing him. Does he act on the sense of duty, or he just acts on the three modes? Okay, continue, Hare Krishna. 41.
After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and charioteer Shri Krishna, entrusted the murder unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons.
So we have 58 will go, so 41 over now. Other point here, underline.
Everyone thus can enjoy the company of the Lord in the spiritual realm if he at all desires and sincerely tries for it, being by the process of Bhakti Yoga.
So Prabhupada is commenting, I can read the upper portion. Arjuna and Krishna are so sweet friends. So Prabhupada is saying, Krishna also claims in Gita, that you are my dearest friend. What is the shloka? Krishna says you are my friend. Anybody knows? Anybody knows? Bhakto asime sakacheti. Krishna says you are so dear to me, Arjuna. You are my devotee and my dear friend. Therefore I am telling you this message. So Prabhupada is saying every living entity has some relation, okay, as a friend or a parent or something. And we can all enjoy that in the company of the spiritual realm, if we at all sincerely desire or the process of Bhakti Yoga. So we can all pray at this moment to Prabhupada, if possible, please train us, okay, and be graceful. We also like to, everybody wants to join or not, Krishna Leela, or you want to stay here? Everybody is silent. They're like, I think they're very happy. So we can all enjoy. It will be the greatest fortune. Hare Krishna, you want to enjoy here only, or you want to go to spiritual world?
Go to spiritual world.
But what do you want to do? You want to become like Narad Muni, or you want to become another doctor?
Narad Muni.
Your father is not there. He'll kill me now. Okay, read.
Sri Sutta Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Ashwatthama, who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him due respect as a Brahmana.
Okay, now you see Prabhupada, so now actually in the beginning, Prabhupada goes along the Bhagwatam and he will get heavy on Draupadi, that she is just being sentimental. But later he will come back on Draupadi and he will actually glorify. Okay, so he has taken both the sides, and because he has gone with the wave of Bhagwatam, he has taken both the sides. Because Bhagwatam is saying she's because being mild nature, being naturally good and well behaved due to her female nature. Okay, she was Vama Savava, Prabhupada comment. Vama means very soft nature of a woman. She, when he saw Ashwatthama, even though he had killed her sons, she ignored that. And when he saw Brahmana, immediately as a natural, she paid obeisance. It looks. So in the beginning, now you will see some heavy comments on women. Read Hare.
Even to date, in a Hindu family, a woman shows proper respect to be Brahmana caste. However, fallen and heinous a Brahmana bandhu may be. But the men have begun to protest against Brahma bandhus who are born in families of good Brahmanas, but by the action are less than Sudras.
Continue.
But anyway, we should not give up our reason and discriminatory power just to be gentle. One must have good discriminatory power to judge a thing or its merits. We should not follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that which is not genuine.
So, yeah, generally Prabhupada says women by very soft by nature. It says here, sometimes they give up their discrimination, but men are more discriminating. He has given the point. At this time, he has been heavy on women. They don't discriminate. All the Brahmo Bandhus also, they give so much respect, but men have started protesting. Okay. Okay, she could continue. She could not tolerate.
She could not tolerate Ashwatthama's being bound by ropes and being a devoted lady. She said, release him, for he is a Brahmana, our spiritual master.
So she shouted, release him, release him. What are you doing? You have bounded a Brahmana. Brahmana means they are the spiritual masters for the Kshatriya. What are you doing? Yeah.
According to the scriptures, a teacher or spiritual master is liable to be rejected if he proves himself unworthy of the position of a guru or spiritual master. Ashwatthama failed to discharge the duties of a Brahmana or teacher, and therefore he was liable to be rejected from the position of Brahmana. But to a good lady like Draupadi, the matter was considered not from the angle of Shastric vision, but as a matter of custom. By custom, Ashwathama was offered the same respect as offered to his father. It was so because generally the people accept the son of a Brahmana as a real Brahmana by sentiment only. Factually, the matter is different. A Brahmana is accepted on the merit of qualification and not on the merit of simply being the son of a Brahmana. But in despite of all this, Draupadi decided that Ashwatthama be at once released, and it was all the same a good sentiment for her. This means that a devotee of the Lord can tolerate all sorts of tribulation personally, but still such devotees are never unkind to others, even to the enemy.
Now Prabhupada is turning the whole mood. Now he will come to glorify the Draupadi. Okay? You see this line, blue lines? Now he's turning the mood. Now he has started glorifying Draupadi. Okay? He said, actually, it's a good sentiment for her. He said, because she is a great devotee, she was able to tolerate her own suffering. And she could think about the suffering of Ashwatthama's mother. Yeah. 44.
It was by Dronacharya's mercy that we learned the military art of throwing arrows and the confident art of controlling weapons.
Yeah, continue.
Gross military science is dependent on metal weapons, but finer than that is the art of throwing the arrows saturated with Vedic hymns. Arjuna was taught all this, and therefore Draupadi wished that Arjuna feel obliged to Acharya Drona for all these benefits.
So this Prabhupada says this is saturated with Vedic hymns. There were the higher science, as I told you. Arjuna knew the higher science revealed by Dronacharya. And here Draupadi said that we should be obliged to Acharya. Okay, the family which we are obliged. Yeah, continue.
He, Dronacharya, is certainly still existing, being represented by his son. His wife Kripi did not undergo a sati with him because he had a son.
Okay, now she start thinking about the Ashwatthama's mother, Dronacharya's wife.
Yeah, just
It's
the
justified.
wife, okay, is justified in embracing voluntary death along with her husband if she is without issue. Ashwatthama was the representative of Dronacharya, and therefore
Okay,
killing
so,
Ashwatthama would be like killing Dronacharya.
yeah, so the point is this, that sati was practiced in the Vedic time. So to understand is that because husband and wife were very attachment was very strong in the sense wives were very chaste and husband was a guru for the wife. Wife never went to the guru. Husband used to go, and then after marriage, uh, you know, he used to become the guru for the wife. So he was a guru for the wife. He was a person of great character, and the attachment was unbearable. The fire of separation was more than the fire of wood. So it was not possible for woman to live after the husband dies in that situation. But she will live if there is a son to take care of. So in that sense, it is said that sati was justified in Vedic time, but today it is not justified. In fact, they started artificially forcing, and many times women try to run, and all relatives are forcing her to die. And I think the British also banned sati in India. Okay, but it is no problem. It is not recommended today. So it justified it. Because in Vedic time, it was justified. Ashwatthama was the representative of Dronacharya. Yes.
Oh,
Continue.
most fortunate one who know the principles of religion, it is not good for you to cause grief to glorious family members who are always respectable and worshipful.
Continue. Slight insert.
A sight itself for a respectable family is sufficient to invoke grief. Therefore, a cultured man should always be careful in dealing with worshipful family members.
Correct. So we should be careful. It's a great family which has benefited in so many ways. So let us at least show a gratitude by not causing pain to them. Okay, continue.
My lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am grieved for the death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me.
Definitely. Yeah, continue.
Sympathetic but ready as she was, Srimati Draupadi did not want to put the wife of Dronacharya in the same position of childlessness, both from the point of motherly feelings and from the respectful position held by the wife of Dronacharya.
Okay, so she is now from two angles. She is feeling that no, and she is undergoing great pain, but she is feeling let her not get the same pain that I am getting. Yeah, continue. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, it's not changed. The slides are changed. Oh, yes.
48, 48.
Yeah, yeah. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, offends the Brahmana order and engages them, then the fire of that rage burns up the whole body of the royal family and brings grief upon them all.
Yeah. Continue. The Brahmana
The
order.
Brahmana order of society or a spiritual advanced caste or community, and the members of such highly elevated families were always held in great esteem by the other subordinate castes, namely the administrative kingly order, the mercantile order.
In fact, the Brahmanas used to maintain very high purity. Prabhupada gives an example that even some time ago, 50 years, 100 years ago, there were Brahmana families extremely pure. And he says even the Britishers used the Brahmanas for judgment. Recently, yesterday, I was hearing one class where Raj Prabhu, he was telling, the Brahmanas means they had, strong Shruti power. They could hear and remember. Remember, the Vedas were written down previously. People used to remember. So the Brahmanas are very pure. And how did this? This is the second example hearing. First, there was an example: two British women were fighting. Okay, two men, British men were fighting in water. And nearby, Brahmana was doing his Gayatri. Okay, so after that happened, that they went to the court and they said that, see, this person, this British man shouted at me. The other British man said he shouted at me. So the judge says, where is the witness? How do I punish? How do I know who has insulted whom? So they said one Brahmana was there, something he was doing with a thread. They said, call him. So they called the Brahmana. He's Pakka Hindi or whatever local language, Sanskrit. He does not know English. The judge asked him that, what? He said, I don't know what they were speaking, but the sound that I heard was, hey, you idiot, you dullard. He doesn't know one word what English, but he repeated the whole song. And the hall was smiling, and the judge passes judgment. Similarly, it happened in South India, and somebody yesterday night shared that it is recorded in the journal. This is recorded on record. This is because proper. These Britishers had a one thing good. They have so many that they will record everything. So what happened was that one man came from North India, and he met somebody, he's a Tamilian, and he asked him for a loan. He said, I'm traveling, I'm a rich man, but I need a loan, I have to purchase. So that man gave him a loan, and he repaid. But then that person, South Indian businessman, went to the court that he has not repaid me. So this person said, no, I have repaid. I repaid it in front of the whole market. There were so many people watching. So the judge said, was there any Brahmana in attendance? They're famous for giving witness. He said, yes, one Brahmana I know. So they called the Brahmana. That Brahmana did not know Tamil, he did not know Hindi, nothing. And he repeated, pat, 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 pat. This is what they spoke. I was just passing by. It's not just standing, he was passing by, but I heard this sound. And this is, after maybe a few days or a month, such beautiful memory they used to have. That's why they preserve the Vedas. There was Brahminical culture, and there were people, say 100, 200, 500 years ago, who had some purity. Now it is slowly, completely gone. Okay, so they have. So therefore, we can imagine of 5,000 years ago how pure the Brahmanas were. Okay, so they were honored and respected for their knowledge and purity. They are really very distinct from the whole society. It's not just superficial. Is a Brahmana. They had something to be honored. That was their purity of the mind, their vast amount of knowledge. See, we are struggling to remember 4-5 shlokas. And there is an example of Madhvacharya. I don't know whether I told you. Madhvacharya was in his ashram, and was his guru Achyuta Preksha. So he was constantly. Did I tell this example, Payal Mataji? So what happened was that Achyuta Preksha was his guru, so-called guru actually. He became his guru, but actually Madhvacharya knew a million times more. Okay? Madhvacharya is Hanuman himself. He knows everything. So what happened was in the ashram, Achyuta Preksha took out a book, and this book was a Mayavada book. He was contaminated by even Mayavada. Okay? So he took up a Mayavada, some important book, and he read the invocation. Okay? So when he read the invocation, Madhvacharya gave him some 20, 30 objections to that invocation. So he closed the book and kept aside. He felt insulted in front of all the disciples. Because Madhvacharya's descent was to establish Vedavyas real teaching. He was shouting against anything wrong. So then what happened, Guru felt completely ashamed and he was silent for 1 week. Then next time he took out Bhagwatam after 1 week. So when he started reading Bhagwatam, there was difference in the reading because it was hand copied, the books, there was no printing 800 years ago. Okay? So books were hand copied, there was a difference in 2 copies because we make mistake while copying. So then what happened? Madhvacharya said, no, that copy is correct, this one is incorrect. So now Achyuta Preksha was really, how do you say which is correct? Who are you to tell all these things? Madhvacharya said, I know what is the correct version. So Achyuta Preksha told, okay, can you recite the whole fifth canto? You know, those who have read Bhagavatam, fifth canto is full of prose. Prose is very difficult to remember. Okay, sloka you can remember something, correct? Poetry. You understand, Payal Mataji? Prose means, you know, there is no poetry. If you see fifth canto, it's like, you know, normal lines. There is no poetry there. So Madhvacharya recited the whole fifth canto verbatim. So that is, you know, just giving an example. True, he is a associate of the Lord, but just giving an example that people can be so pure, have such fantastic memories. So we are all actually, Brahmana means who sees Brahman. We are not seeing Brahman. Kshatriya also had some knowledge of realization of Brahman. We have nothing. Actually, we are trying to become Shudras. We think we are becoming Brahman. Or the Vedic. In the kingly, yeah, continue. Hare Krishna. 48.
48. 49, no problem.
Or 48 over?
Yeah, yeah.
Chalo, 49.
Suta Goswami said, O Brahmanas, King Yudhishthira fully supported the statements of the queen, which were in accordance with the principles of religion and were justified, glorious, full of mercy and equality, and without duplicity. Arjuna and his family were indebted to the family of Dronacharya because of Arjuna's learning the military science from him. The wife of Dronacharya, who was the half-body of the great soul, must be treated with compassion, and she should not be put into grief because of her son's death. That is compassion. Such judgments by Draupadi are without duplicity because action should be taken with full knowledge.
So in the beginning, Prabhupada took one angle of Draupadi's Vama Swabhava. You know, she is being sentimental, we should not be like that. But then he took from another angle, he looked at her and he said, no, without duplicity. It was very nice, very nice. He's taking, you know, taken another angle and he's glorifying her. So Prabhupada said, yes, we should have compassion. Definitely Pandava should have been compassionate on. In fact, suppose they had killed Ashwatthama, they would not, it would have been unbearable for them to see the pain of Kripi, the wife of Dronacharya. It would have been unbearable for them. So it was right for them to, because of his mother, they decided quite correctly to leave him.
Nakula and Sahadeva, the younger brothers of the king, and also Satyaki. Arjuna, the personality of God, Lord Sri Krishna, son of Devaki, and the ladies and others all anonymously agreed with the king.
Like practically everybody died the war. The five Pandavas, Satyaki had survived the war. So Satyaki is there. He also said, okay, I think this looks fine, let us pray. Then
Bhima, however, angrily disagreed with them and recommended killing the culprit who had murdered sleeping children for no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest.
right, so Bhima was still not ready to pardon him, and he wanted to finish him off. So, then
Chaturbhuja, the Chaturbhuja, the four-armed one, or the personality of Godhead, after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi and others saw the face of his dear friend Arjuna, and he began to speak as smiling.
Krishna is always smiling. Okay, Krishna is always happy. That is always a consolation for us. Whenever we feel sad, go and see Krishna is smiling. That means everything is fine. Okay? Krishna is always smiling. Yeah. Read. Since Draupadi.
The slide is
Come, sliders come. Anybody the slide has come? Yeah, you can. The last paragraph. Prabhupada is such a great devotee, you know. Always, what is there for Krishna? Prabhupada says, what 16,000 wives, even 16 billion Krishna marries, you know, in Dwaraka, that is not sufficient. You know, we know God is great, but we don't know, we have not realized how great He is. Because Prabhupada being his associate of the Lord, correct, transcendental associate, he feels the glory of Krishna. What is there? And he can show hundreds if he wants. For us, four or something, but four. How did he do that? But for Prabhupada, what is the 4 millions he can show the hand? Nothing. Chalo. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, the slide is not moved.
Chalo.
Okay. The
Let
personality
us
of
come.
Goddess Sri Krishna said, a friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed, but if he is aggressor, he must be killed. All these rulings are in the scriptures and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhimasena and me.
Now Krishna is putting Arjuna in all kind of contradiction. You should kill him or you should not kill him, and you have to fulfill everything. You have to fulfill promise to your wife. You must act according to my Bhimasena and me. Now solve this contradiction. Yeah. For the last paragraph, Hare Krishna.
Besides that, Arjuna had to keep the promise he had made before Draupadi just to pacify her, and he also had to satisfy both Bhima and Krishna, who advised killing him. The dilemma was present before Arjuna, and the solution was awarded by Krishna.
Correct? What promise he had given to Draupadi, we know in the beginning, he said that standing on his, I'll cut his head and standing on his head, you do the Shraddha for your, no, sorry, yeah, you do the Shraddha for your children. Standing on his head. He gives that promise. So he promised his wife in the beginning he will kill. And he and Bhima and Arjuna also advised killing at the same time, he's a son of a Brahmana who taught them Astra Shastra, so we should not kill. A contradiction has come. Next.
Suta Goswami said, just then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus with his sword he served both hair and jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. Contradictory orders of different persons are impossible to carry out. Therefore, a compromise was selected by Arjuna by his sharp intelligence, and he separated the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. This was as good as cutting off his head, and yet his life was saved for all practical purposes.
This is the picture I got. You can see the picture. Can you see the picture? Yeah, this is the picture I searched from the net. I don't know. We have to thank that devotee made it. Can you see 4 hands of Krishna? So 2 hands trying to stop Bhim. He wants to kill him.
Yes.
He is on the ground. Draupadi is saying, he says, don't kill, don't kill. Here is the Draupadi. And here is Arjuna deciding what to do. He's fully confused. And somebody saying kill, somebody saying don't kill. What am I supposed to do with this fellow? And then finally he does not kill him, but he cuts off his hair. That's what you can see he's doing. He's cutting his hair and mustache off. And in fact, the same thing Krishna also did to somebody. Who Krishna did that? Brother of Rukmini, Rukma. Correct? Yeah, na? You remember Rukma also? Krishna cut half his mustache and half his. Hello, there's another picture of this. You see this? Krishna, here's Draupadi. Bhima is ready to kill Ashwatthama. Draupadi has compassion over Lord Krishna's plan. He is finally. Okay, so next.
He, Ashwatthama, had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost his jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbound and driven out of the camp. Thus, being insulted, the humiliated Ashwatthama was simultaneously killed and not killed by the intelligence of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for the relative of a Brahmana. There is no injunction of killing the body.
Now, whose place now gets to come?
Cutting hair
So
from
last.
his hair.
Thereafter,
the sons of Pandu and Draupadi, overwhelmed with grief, perform the proper rituals for the dead bodies of their relatives. End of first canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagwatam, and the son of Drona punished.
yes. Now what you are saying, you're seeing me? Fine.
Yes, yes.
This jewel, who knows the story of this jewel? But you have to study the whole story of Ashwatthama then. Anybody knows? I have not known so much. Hey, Hare Krishna. You read in Amar Chitrikatha, you would have read something. You tell us.
I didn't get that.
What is the story? Why? How he got this jewel?
I don't know.
What
I
is this
don't
jewel?
remember, Prabhu.
Hey, Hare Krishna. Mithun, you know about this? Anything about the jewel of this Ashwatthama? Huh? Maybe Pushpa Mataji.
With luck.
Okay. Okay, why did he do? You know, he was very attached, maybe. Son finally is attached. We will study this. We will search out this. I am. What is it? Okay, we will figure out. We don't know this. This is something to learn. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
You, you search out this, huh? In Google, you Ashwatthama jewel, you will get so many answers. You will. Hare Krishna, Mithun. Hare Krishna, you are. Hare Krishna, Mithun. You have something to say? Any questions to ask? Huh? No. Chalo. Mithun, we cannot hear you. Your mic is.
Muted.
Huh?
Again.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Mithun. Now it's clear. We can hear you. Anything you had? You have some question to ask? Hare Krishna. Clear? You could understand something? Yes. Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Hmm. Hmm. No, no. And later he says no. You see the Bhagavatam, the shloka is quoted, no? In the end, we saw the shloka that so many other things can be done, but killing is not an option. Correct? Here it is. Cutting hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishment relative of Brahmana. There is no injunction for killing of the body. So somehow they were spared for killing because they were. The 57th verse is they were saved from that. Yes, Payal Mataji, you want to add something? Who gave it? Gemini gave it. The special benediction that Dronacharya had to get a son like Shiva, correct? Who has third eye, something. So this is the benediction we got. Yes. We do have somebody as a viewer. I don't know. He has any question, he can type. Some viewer is there with us. Yes, some viewer is there. Any question? Okay. Actually, what happens when it is presented nicely, there will be a huge number of viewers below. So, firstly, the participants ask question, and then viewers also type in their question. And when their question comes, all of you get a chance to speak on that, whether it's it's a good question or all. And then that question, which all of you give a thumbs up, that goes on the top. So we are not able to have that. I think slowly, if it sustains, because this is Bhagavatam is big, we'll also be going through. But everybody is able to keep up, or chapter is too fast or too slow? I think SSL is too fast, है ना? I think one chapter is fine. Rekha Mataji was saying it is so slow. Can we have one book a time? I said no problem, Mataji. Other work also to do. Then one book a time is possible. From morning to night, 6-7 days we should leave everything. I think one chapter is fine because we are all busy with so many activities. We are able to read, remember shlokas. But this is, I hope it's a good speed we will develop. And it is so fortunate all of you have taste for reading proper books. Okay, okay then. And now Hare Krishna. You will sing Hare Krishna Kirtan for some time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like that. Something simple. No, of course. Mataji's request. Say Radha Mama. Oh, yes, Kapal, he's ready. Huh?
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा कुंज जन बल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी
Prabhupada ki.
जय
Shri Radha Govinda ki. Look, we finished, and next week we have now the 6th chapter.